How you doing? Are you Pablo?
Oh, yeah. Who are you? Am I in trouble?
Yeah, my name's Michael. I own Stairway, man. You're not welcome here, bro.
You're
a body broker.
You're a body broker.
Get the fuck out of here.
People die in your care. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. Not welcome
hey
here, bro.
Guys, here's Pablo. Helping hands. Right here. Helping hands. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're a body broker. You kill people. This guy kills people. He kills people. Let's go, bro. You killed a lot of my people, bro. Get out of here. Come on, let's go outside. You guys are fucking killing our people right now because you're body brokers. Body brokers kill people. Yes, you do. Homie, you're a fucking body broker.
Sometimes I make mistakes in my life. Life goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, hey, I got wisdom from my papa. He ain't have a lot of money, but he taught me how to keep the perfect posture. So folding under pressure, that ain't something that I'm about to. Crabs in the barrel, I'm just trying to be a lobster. I hit my cousin, told him to call. It's been 12 years and I ain't heard from him at all. Had a little fallout over some money. Damn, ain't it funny how the smartest people be beefing like they some dummies? But I hope you doing swell now. Hope your family well now.
The Primary Purpose with Pej podcast is sponsored by Intervention on Call. Intervention on Call is your go-to resource for families suffering from addiction. Offering on-demand access to experienced interventionists, we provide private hourly sessions, guidance on next steps, and ongoing family support, helping you make informed decisions when timing and clarity matter most. For more information or to book an appointment, go to www.interventiononcall.com. Today on Primary Purpose with Pej, we're joined by Michael Solo Lynch, a man whose life has taken him from prison fight culture and a world built on survival to a life dedicated to recovery, accountability, and helping others find a new path. Many people know Solo from felony fights and Cage vs. Cons, where he became known for his toughness and willingness to step into environments most people could never imagine. But behind the image was a deeper story, one filled with addiction, struggle, hard lessons, and the search of something more meaningful. Today, Solo serves as the CEO of Stairway Recovery and co-host of Solo and Doc, using his lived experience to help others break free from addiction and rebuild their lives. His message is simple but powerful. Change is possible, but it starts with accountability. This is a conversation about prison culture, addiction, redemption, masculinity, responsibility, body brokering, MAT, and what it really takes to transform your life when the odds are stacked against you. This is Primary Purpose with Pej. Welcome to the show.
Thanks
Its time has come.
Finally.
Michael Lynch.
Finally. We've been trying to put this together for a couple years now.
Yeah, and then you started your podcast, which is called
Solo and Doc.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I was on there recently.
Yeah. We're going to drop yours next week, actually.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun there that day.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Primary Purpose with Pej. Let's talk about who's Michael Lynch. Tell us about yourself, a little bit of growing up and all the other stuff that came with it.
Well, I'm probably, I think, the most known for a project I did years ago called Felony Fights.
Yep.
Which was an underground fight club thing that back when there were DVDs. And from 2004 all the way up through 2008, I made a bunch of those movies, and they hit best-selling at first in Best Buy, Sam Goody Tower, and then I had worldwide distribution. And that was when YouTube was not PG and YouTube wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
We were one of the number one contents on YouTube. That's why I have a resentment on YouTube today.
Yeah, they cleaned it up.
Bro, it was like we would get millions of hits on each video that would come out because we were the most violent thing out there at the time. And then
Underground fights, as in what sense? Like, were they
bare knuckle, no rules? I would always say there's no rules except for one. You listen to me when I say it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
So, and you never knew who you were going to fight beforehand. In my first 3 volumes, you had to have done prison time with me. Mm-hmm. And so then after that, then you had to have done prison time with one of my friends or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't know who you were going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you're a pretty crazy dude to be in felony fights, because the thing about felony fights that made us big is there was overkill. So if you get knocked out, you're still getting stomped.
Uh-huh.
There's like, I had 2-on-2s, weapons, girls fighting guys.
really?
Yeah, it was gnarly. I had 4. My favorite one was 4 guys against each other till one's left, and you can't stop until I say it's done. And for me, it was we have to have the overkill, you know.
Wow.
So we had everything from like soap and socks to kendo sticks. Anyway, it was super violent, you know, and I was the officiant in the middle and all of that, and I loved violence, you know, and so I did that.
Loved as in past tense?
Yeah, honestly, you know, I'm capable of violence, but I don't love violence anymore. I will admit that. I did love, I guess I could say I did love violence.
Right.
It's still a tool in my tool belt, but through recovery, I have more tools today that I didn't have before. You know, and my perspective's way different. Than,
right.
You know, recovery does that to us.
So both of us grew up in Orange County. We're around the same age, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think you're in Huntington. I was in Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
You talked about prison, like knowing people from prison.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what led up to that?
Well, I was raised in foster care, kind of. I would be in foster care. My parents died. Grandparents died.
Yeah.
Then I would run from foster care, and then I ended up going to juvenile hall. And once I started doing time as a kid, I grew up in there. I couldn't even stay out a month, you know, without getting busted again. And, you know, I was running around. I was 13 years old from a gang, you know, really young, doing the things that I thought were cool guy stuff.
Yeah.
And cool guy stuff gets you cool guy time. And so I went from juvie to California Youth Authority.
Yeah. You know, it's not there anymore, YA.
I know. Well, thank God.
Yeah.
And then I went to the penitentiaries, and I've been on the hardest level 4 yards and all that stuff. I've been to the shoe and all this stuff that people brag about or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say there is not a penitentiary that is as crazy and violent as California Authority. Not even close.
Really?
Not even close. Because back then, you got to understand, like, children, our frontal lobe isn't even developed yet.
Yes.
And we make decisions and don't think about consequences. And to go to YA back then, you had to have committed murder, attempted murder,
something
armed
gnarly.
robberies, the things that you would go for life in as an adult. But back then, they couldn't try you as an adult. So they can only hold you till you're 25 years old. So I'd be in there with guys that literally kill 4 people, and they're getting out. Yeah. And the thing about YA is that you have the toughest kids from each gang throughout California.
Yes.
And they put you all in these places, and in those places, there must be predators and there must be prey. It's just how it goes. And so you could be the toughest guy in your gang and all that stuff. Well, a lot of people didn't make it. When I say they didn't make it in YA, they didn't make it with their dignity coming out. You know, so it was something that changed me. I would say that time in my life changed me more than anything, almost more than anything else. I have a lot of childhood trauma, which fucked me up, but you know, that fucks you up. But like something about the YA experience, it really fucked me up, and it sent me on a path of like a mindset of being just very cold, very violent, not having like, it's natural to be like squeamish. To certain levels of violence, or feeling bad about doing something to somebody. Like you're supposed to, as a human, have that in you, and why it does is that takes that away from you.
Now, when you say you were raised in foster care, up until what age?
Probably 13 or 14, because I just ended up going to juvie.
And then who took care of you after that?
Nobody.
You straight juvie and the
ran
system?
the streets. Ran the streets, yeah.
So substance abuse was in your life?
Yeah.
Did that happen in foster care?
Oh, man. So my earliest memory, everyone always asks what's my drug of choice, and it depended on what time in my life. I went through them all except for PCP and crack.
Yeah.
My oldest memory, literally, was me sitting on a porch with my grandfather, and I'm Irish, 100% Irish, second generation born in America. And my grandfather would just pour alcohol into my little cup, and I would just sit there and drink with them. And it was just normal, you know, and... you know, and then I was like, I was trying to smoke weed in like 5th grade, and I didn't know. I remember some kid gives me, and he says it's grass, and it was like lawn, and I'm trying to smoke the lawn, and just to get high, and I didn't get high, so then I kept pursuing until I found somebody that had this thing that I kept hearing about, weed. I was always searching for like anything to take me out of my present. You know, my whole life, I've always been searching for something to take me out of my present circumstances. And
did you feel really alone in the world because no parents, being in that type of system? Yeah, I'm sure that played a part. Yeah, I always felt alone. My nickname's Solo, and I've been called Solo since I was 13 years old. It's right here on me.
Yeah, I always felt that there's nobody, no one's coming to rescue me. I can't count on anybody, and I need to figure this shit out on my own. And I definitely didn't think anyone ever thought like me. That's why recovery was such a trip. When I had never, ever in my life told anybody. Not a psychiatrist, not a therapist. And they kept having these psychiatrists see me and therapists because they're like, what's wrong with this little kid? Dude?
Yeah.
Because I was wild, bro.
Yeah.
And, I'd go to juvie and they're having to put me alone because I can't even get along with all them, you know? And I was very crazy. And but I would never tell anyone how I thought.
Yeah.
I never did. Like, I never did until recovery.
Yeah, I was in juvie too. I wonder if we were there at the same time.
I don't know.
I mean, I was at Unit C, Unit L. Yeah.
I made it through all of them. And then I tried to go, I stayed in the hole. What unit was that? The hole right there. God, it's crazy that I don't even remember.
The crazy thing is now that I'm in recovery, I've been asked to go speak on panels, and I've gone back to Unit C and told the juveniles in there, like, listen, I can't change you guys, but see that door right there? That's where I used to be locked up, right in that cell.
I need to do that.
Yeah, I can make arrangements.
You know what? I've avoided going back in to speak.
Yeah.
I've avoided it for many, many years, and I guess it's selfish because when I got out this last time, that used to be a way of life for me. Like I was more comfortable doing time than I was out here. This was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That was my norm. I knew how to do it well.
Institutionalized.
Super institutionalized. And the last time, man, it was like, I had started felony fights, and I had a daughter, and I had a wife, and I had like this, I thought normal life, you know, because I owned 2 homes in Orange County, and I had money all of a sudden, and I was famous, and but I was just a gangster with the company. I was still doing every single thing that I was doing before. Yeah. Which shows me it wasn't about the money. I always thought it was if I had money, I'd be okay. But I had so much money coming in, I literally didn't pay attention to what different distribution deals I had and how much money's coming in. It just comes, I spend it, and I'm still drug dealing. Yeah. I did a home invasion. Like, that's crazy.
No, I understand.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And my last one was I hit a cop and they tried to give me life. And,
hit him, like punched him?
Yeah, I punched a police
they tried
officer.
to give you life for that?
A 3-striker. I am the poster boy for 3 strikes. I'm telling you. Like, now that I look back at me, I wouldn't have wanted me running around out here. With my daughter, with I just wouldn't have.
That's when you know the magnitude of the problems that you cause and how you're just unsafe for society.
Yeah, I was unsafe for society. Absolutely. But today, I think I'm more known. I would hope. I think I'm more known for recovery than anything else.
No, you are known for recovery.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know you for recovery. When was the last? When did you get out of prison? Like your last?
The
stint?
last time was So I got arrested, February 7th, 2008. My clean date is February 8th, 2008. I got arrested, kicked on the county floor like I did so many times.
What'd you kick?
At that time, it was alcohol and cocaine. Yeah, and it was like so bad though because the DTs, and I'd heard that you can die from the DTs from alcohol.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I was hoping that was going to happen because I was going to commit suicide before they raided me, and I got raided before I could commit suicide. So I was like pissed off that I wasn't able to do that. Yeah, and so then I got out. I fought that case for 1 year and 4 months. They put me in a place called Impact.
Impact jail. Up in Pasadena?
In jail. I did the jail program.
Oh, the jail program. Okay.
While I'm fighting my case. I'm the only person in all of history to be in that program while fighting a life sentence. And it's because my level is so high, you can't be on that yard, the South, whatever they call it. I'm not from LA. But this judge, my lawyer had this judge pull strings to get my custody level dropped, to put me in Impact to fight my case because my attorney is one of us in recovery. Yeah. And I still, after they're doing all that, I'm still such a selfish, self-centered motherfucker. I get kicked out for threatening everybody and go right back to mainline and then pull strings again to get me back. I was just like so self-destructive, But I got out 1 year and 4 months later. I went in with 2 homes, multi-million-dollar company, things. I got out. Everything was taken. I got out with $3. No one to help me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing. It was the best thing. And I had no place to go. So I had this sponsor guy, and I go to Sober Living, and they're like, do these steps and this stupid meetings and all this crazy weird cult shit that I wasn't going to do.
Yeah.
And I was just doing it till I could figure out my next hustle. That was it. I just needed another hustle. I just needed to figure out, because I need to come up, build my life again, and figure it out.
It's interesting. You know, as you were talking about it, it is not, I mean, we hear people in meetings all the time bragging about like how much time they did and what prison yard they were on. And I myself, I think it was the late 90s, I was in a rap group with a couple of guys from around here that were actually, like, you would never think a brown Persian guy would be in a group with a couple of Peni guys.
Got it.
But we were making rap music, and like it was really going somewhere.
Who was it? Was Bouncer one of them?
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. How did I know that? Because Bouncer would
And
be...
Jamie.
Okay. Bouncer would be in there doing time, dude, and he'd be trying to rap. And back then, you know... It's a different generation today. You got the Mexicans and the whites doing the rap thing.
Yeah.
When we were doing time back then, you'll get stabbed over that shit.
For sure.
And he would be in there just rapping
But
from
nobody
his cell.
would touch him.
No.
Nobody would touch him.
No.
And he ended up on Gangland. Like, actually, I had some interactions with him in this last year. Like, we go so far back, but unfortunately, it didn't end up well. Yeah. But I think to myself, those friends of mine, we could have actually gone somewhere in life. We were about to get signed and everything. But they kept getting incarcerated, and Pej went to rehab. So I'm.
You got incarcerated too.
Before.
No, but it's the same thing. Oh. I think rehabs and jail and prison, it's the same thing. I you know what I've come to believe?
One's supposed to rehabilitate you, though. The other one's just...
So are both. Both are supposed to.
Yeah.
Neither one. Both of them have the same recidivism rate.
Yeah.
Because they're both broken systems.
That's true.
They're both broken systems. I've analyzed this because... So you got the newcomer that comes in, right? And most of the newcomer will say, if someone didn't... This was me. If you didn't do time, I can't understand you.
Yeah.
Or you have the newcomer that comes in and they're like, oh, that guy just did a bunch of time. I can't relate.
Yeah.
I ask the kids all the time, and like, I've never done time. I can't relate. I'll be like, how many rehabs have you been through? Oh, 20.
Yeah.
Guess what, bro? You are institutionalized exactly the same way. And it's exactly the same as that we go into these institutions, we learn how to fucking do them.
Yeah.
We behave well, kind of in there. But as soon as we get out of them, it's this life piece that we can't function in. But put us in a rehab or in a jail or a prison, we know how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the broken part of the system, I think, is that we are institutionalizing people. And you go from the prison system and this whole rehab, this whole broken rehab system, they're doing the same thing.
And that's probably what's keeping them from getting better, is because they are institutionalized.
And they want them to be.
Yeah.
They want them to be because they want repeat customers.
Right.
Straight up. You go to a detox or a residential or any treatment center and they're not pointing you and pushing you to the solution.
Yeah.
Then they just want repeat customers. And as we know, I would say 2% of all treatment centers make you do 12 steps.
Wow.
Maybe 2?
Yeah.
I'm being liberal there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is that? It's because they want repeat customers, bro. And you can't monetize AA and NA, and that's why they're doing it.
Right.
And it's like, that's bullshit. Like, when I did mine, it's like, no, you're doing 12 steps or you're gone.
Plain and simple.
Go somewhere else. If you want to stay institutionalized, cool. But if you want a different life, I'm gonna show you how. And it's been happening since 1939.
Right.
It's a simple thing. You know what I mean?
So what was it in your recovery process? By the way, you said 2008. I'm 2007. Like, we got sober around the same time too.
I know.
What made you start taking recovery really serious? Because if you still have an old mindset,
I never talk about this part. I don't think so. Getting my daughter was the biggest factor. I saw that people were like staying clean. But I'll be honest, I thought I was too fucked up. Because when you do time, you read a lot. And I read a lot about complex trauma.
Yeah.
And the way I looked at it and what it says is there's no way I'm going to write on a piece of paper. I'm going to go to these fucking meetings and I'm going to talk to somebody and it's going to heal my complex trauma. It's like, no, when you're so fucked off, you're fucked off. And your interpersonal relationships are always going to be affected by this, is what they say, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, it's not. Here I sit. And I think that I was doing it only because I wanted to like really, really try my best to be a father and give my daughter what she deserved, because her mom was out there, keep getting loaded, just crazy shit. that's why I was doing it, but I didn't buy into it. And I always say this is that recovery has become a lifestyle for me.
Right.
The same way the gang world was a lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
There's rules that go with it. There's ways that I behave. There's things that I do in my life. And it was 4.5 years clean, honestly, is when I made a decision to turn this into a lifestyle. Before I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And
Wow.
yeah, I know. And it's because I can't go into too much detail. I was involved with a lot of stuff in prison and outside of prison and affiliations and stuff that I got into. And I've always been part of a lot of that stuff. And I got out. This one guy got out. And I tripped down on coming to recovery, and I tell my sponsor, Bruno, I'm like, bro, I can't do this recovery thing, because recovery and all the rules, like the lovey-dovey and everyone's together thing and all this, that is exactly like a special needs yard in prison, is how I looked at it. And I don't do special needs yards. If I did go to special needs yard, I'll be walking down the street and someone's going to put steel in me. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And I know this. And it's like, so when I would tell Bruno, I can't do this life, bro. And I'm like, but he's like, I am. And see, Bruno is with the business.
Yeah.
And that's why God put him in my life, because there's a lot of people that have done time and they like to tell you about it all the time. If you talk about doing time all the time, every time you speak, you ain't done enough time, in my opinion. Because it's stupid. It's nothing that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
But Bruno is involved in some of the stuff I was involved in. And I seen that he respected himself. People respected him.
Yeah.
And like, he really bought into this. So it like gave me permission kind of, but I told him, I said, dude, one day someone's going to test me on this thing and I'm going to have to do some things, you know? And it took 4.5 years for one person to get out and send me a Facebook message. And he sent me this message, and he said, called me some things that nobody calls me, and says, you know, talking shit about me being in recovery and all this different shit, and saying I was a fake and a fraud while I was in there and all that. And I was like, and bro, I freaking lost my shit. I was like, and he tells me, if you got something, and he says, I'm going to tell the fellas. And that means something. And I was like, oh my God.
Tell the fellas, like, you sold
like
out.
I'll get green lighted.
Because you went into recovery?
Yeah. Because of the things I'm doing and who I'm helping.
It's like the falsest macho bravado mentality.
Because there's rules.
Yeah, okay.
And
but I didn't know, like, if you clean up your life, there's rules like that too.
So that's what Bruno was telling me. He's like, bro, here's how it goes. And this is what happened.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? I called Bruno, and I said to him, I'm going to go have to do something to this dude.
Yeah.
I have to. And I said, I got to go do something to this dude, or they're going to do something to me.
This is at 4.5 years?
4.5 years clean. And it sucked. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, I knew my old life was going to come back to haunt me.
Yeah, so
and
you
then
gotta do
there it
something
is.
about it.
I have to do it, or I'm going to be fucking going down the street, or they're going to do something.
Yeah.
And my daughter's at my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I chose to get involved in some of the things I got involved in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's just how it is, you know? So I called Bruno. I love him being my sponsor, because Bruno will never tell me not to do something. And he also understands. And he says, you can do that. And well, here's what happened. I flip out. I'm screaming. I'm like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
How dare him call me these things? And he listens to my whole thing, and he laughs. And I'm like, bro, this is not a laughable fucking situation right now, bro. Yeah. And he goes, wow, you're finally getting tested. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, it took 4.5 years for you to have to choose what side you're on. And this is the part he said that I like. He said, you know, every time you've ever gotten busted or been involved in anything, you've never been a guy on the fence. That means you're a punk. On the fence.
Yeah.
I said, I'm never on the fence, homeboy. I'm down. Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, then it looks like you need to make a decision on which thing you're down for, because you can't have both. And I was like, fuck. And I'm like, you're telling me, bro, not to do shit?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I am telling you to do something. I'm telling you to be a man and put your loyalty into this lifestyle and live the rules of this lifestyle and be down for it. Yeah. He goes, you can't do both. And I was like, fuck.
That was pretty slick.
Bro. And it took me.
There's no way around that.
It took me some weeks and consider it. It was hard, dude. But it was this thing that I was like, okay, I'm gonna. And by this time I have God. Here's a big thing though. I was anti-God for a long time.
Really?
So by this time I have God.
Love it.
So I was like, whew, here we go. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna choose, and if I'm killed, that's what God wants. And I'm like, that was a tough decision, you know what I mean? And I was like, fucking wow. And you know what's crazy, dude? Since then, now it's like, I look back at old me. I have 18 years clean, so that was a long time ago, you know, and I was a different person then. And I've been dedicated to the program. I've been dedicated to this way of living. And I'm dedicated. I put in work for it. Yeah. I go out of my way. I organize. I do, and it's become a lifestyle the same way that did. And it's the same things, except for I actually have like more tools. I have spiritual principles, and oddly enough, it like makes you feel better than all that stupid shit.
What a concept!
What a concept!
I love it. Mm-hmm. That's powerful. I mean, I love it. You know, I love how God sometimes divinely, not sometimes, gives us the opportunity to break certain molds that we think we have to lead by or follow.
The moment we come into recovery, I believe that God says, okay, I got you from here.
Yeah.
And I think that whether we know it or not, because I can look back and it's like, it's weird, dude. Like, what are the chances of each person that God puts in my life was exactly perfect to where I can hear, like perfect example, I never listen to nobody. Yeah. Why is it that God puts this guy Bruno in my life and I listen to him? When my whole life I couldn't trust you don't have my best interest. Why is it I listen to this? It's only because of God.
It is because of God. God places angels in our path.
That's right.
And I believe that if we're listening and paying attention and willing enough, we're going to hear the right thing at the right time for us to be able to make a proper decision.
And little do we know, he makes us one of those angels for others. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's the wildest thing.
Absolutely. So you got this thing going right now. It's Stairway. It's been in operation for how long?
Since 2017. This is a good. So I got back in entertainment. I did trap flicks with Snoop Dogg. I did this big project with Ghostface Killer for a long time. I did this big thing called Cage versus Cons, where I had professional mixed martial arts, where I had cops fighting ex-cons, professional mixed martial arts. I made
your felony fights kind of became something more.
So it was Felony Fights presents Cage versus Cons. So it went from underground, unsanctioned to sanctioned, fully licensed MMA shows. I had 14,000 people at the LA Sports Arena on my first show.
Nice.
And I tied it with all-day hip-hop festivals and tattoo festival.
Oh, I love it.
And because I've been in the tattoo industry for 20 years. And and so and I had like Wu-Tang perform. I brought them back. They hadn't been together for a long time. And it was just like cool, dude. And I got back in entertainment, and then and I had these I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, so I had also like these vape shops, because back when remember vaping was like huge, the clouds and all that dumb shit. So I ended up having the vape shops and tattoo shops, and I had the biggest, I think the biggest young people's meeting in our area at one of my shops in the back patio area, and I'm just a member of recovery, so I'm just doing my meetings, in this community, and I'm starting to hear about this human trafficking thing called body brokering, and I was like, body brokering? What the fuck is this? Yeah. And so I'm hearing that there's these freaking dudes, these little weasels, that are going in, telling addicts, I'll pay you to go into these detoxes, stay a certain amount of time, and they give them drugs in between, and our people are dying. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And so then when I had no idea. So I hear about it, and then everyone starts telling me in the meetings, they're like, that guy's a body broker. That guy's a body broker. Yeah. So now, technically, in recovery, everyone's welcome in a meeting. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned.
But not a guy that's putting his business card on chairs trying to recruit people.
But I don't give a shit. Yeah. I might be breaking traditions on that. I would walk up to their chair and say, come with me outside, bro. And I'd say, you're not welcome here. Get the fuck out of here.
I did the same thing.
I end up getting in, me and this one dude, Joker, we end up smashing 6 of these little weasels right in front of my shop. And it's crazy, dude, that like I'm having to resort to violence. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I had to. It wasn't I'm not looking for it. There was no law against it. There's a law today, and they don't even enforce it. Yeah. And these people are just fucking preying on our people, and they're dying, dude. Yeah. And no one's doing anything about it, but talking shit, talking about their ethics and their and it's bullshit. And so my sponsor always says, if you're going to talk shit about something, do something about it or shut the fuck up. And 2 things I talked a lot of shit about was a broken treatment industry that uses our people like a commodity and this body brokering shit that was going on. Yeah. And so at the heyday of body brokering, there wasn't one sober living that I could find, bro, in the Valley. And there was over 100 that wasn't doing it. It was that prevalent.
That bad.
Bad. Yeah. And so man, I lost a lot of friends in recovery. It's crazy that I thought were my friends. They ain't my friends. If you hurt addicts,
they weren't your real friends.
They're not my friend. But I would find out all these people that I knew were owning these sober livings.
Caught up in it.
And they're fucking hurting our people, dude. And I'm like, you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone can tell I'm very opinionated, and I'm not afraid to tell people what I think.
I see
and
a
how
passion in it. I very much the same. Everything you're describing, I found myself doing.
Yep.
Mostly down in OC.
I know.
Laguna Beach meetings, things. I was like, what the fuck?
That's what I've always respected about you.
Yeah.
You actually stand on these principles that make you unpopular in this broken system treatment industry, and I respect that.
Yeah,
I'm the
thank
same
you.
way.
I appreciate that, and I always thought that about you. The crazy thing is before I knew who you were, somebody told me you do that, and people say it about me, and I'm like, really? Because
here's how I look at that.
Yeah.
I hope that nobody that is unethical, I'm going to use that term, actually unethical.
Yeah.
Anyone that uses our people like a commodity, I do not want them telling anybody that they like me, that they're my friend. I want them to talk shit about me because I don't ever want a piece of shit to fucking, or anyone to think that I'm cool with it, with that person. And anyone that's throwing rocks, the thing is, if you stand on a principle, you're going to have a lot of rocks thrown at you.
Sure.
And especially when you're going against such a big, broken industry. And here's the thing. Whether you're body brokering or not body brokering, if you're using our people like a commodity, I don't like you anyway, and I'll let it be known. And there's some of the biggest treatment centers actually here in Orange County, LA, and they're huge, and they claim to be ethical. They're poisoning our people with narcotics. They still use our people like a commodity. They'll sit there and fucking, an addict needs help, and they'll call them a policy. They'll be like, oh, that Aetna. No, his name's Bill.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a fucking policy, dude.
the banger policies.
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah,
There's a fire policy. No, he's a kid with a fucking story.
That's a human being.
That's right.
That needs help.
But this whole industry doesn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
And they're so broken, and they call it outreach or whatever their fucking things. They're still doing the same shit. They're fucking getting paid per person and doing all this different shit. It's still body brokering. Body brokering is body brokering.
Yeah. There's so many forms of body brokering.
There are so many forms, and if you notice this industry, what they do is they legalize it and call it different names.
Yeah.
And they come up with these things. Okay, if it's a salary.
Yeah.
And bonuses, or if it's
the bonuses
per person,
then
it's and it's like no, you are putting a price on each human's intake. That is body brokering.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
When you have inducements, when you're giving that addict, I don't care what it is, you're paying that addict to come to your treatment center.
Yeah.
It's so broken.
It is very broken.
So when I got into it, there was like, now there's not as much body brokering going on.
Yeah.
And, people like to say, oh, it's because of the ECRA law. No. Or they say the industry's cleaned it up. No. All it is insurance companies are paying less and less every year. So now they can't afford to pay body brokers.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
People haven't gotten better. There are so many treatment center owners, because I pay attention to, because I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
So I pay attention to who's doing what.
Yeah.
And because I actually am friends with the people that come into treatment centers and all that. And I'll always find out, how'd you get there? And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, they're so nice. They bought me a policy and flew me out here. And I'm like, oh, shit.
That happens so much.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I keep a blacklist. I have a blacklist of all the places. And it's so wild because there's so many places that this industry thinks are ethical, that are now big. But I watched how they came up. I watched them use our people on the blood of our addicts, and now they're not doing it anymore because now they're a network with everyone and they're doing all that.
Sure.
And then they stand on their thing and they'll talk shit about what they were doing. It's like so crazy. But I call them out. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll call them out. You want to know one that pissed me off on body brokering? There's a guy named Pablo.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this dude.
Yeah. The one that's in the video at the beginning of this episode.
Every biggest body broker I think that's ever been. Yeah. I've been trying to catch this dude for 6 years. And we would get calls, because we're a huge community. This is what we're known for, as our community. We do like these massive events and all this different stuff.
Real name's Nathan Young, just for the record. He just goes by Pablo.
Correct.
Yes.
And this dude is the worst body broker in the game, and huge. And I would get calls. We would get calls from these girls, these guys that are coming out from Oklahoma or coming from any of these other places, and they keep them in these buses and they won't let them get out. And then they bring them in and they give them drugs to go into and they get them high to keep them in their houses. And we'd get calls to rescue some of these people. Yeah. I've sent my boys down there so many times to any of these locations. Yeah. And it's sad. I remember one time there was this girl, and she's calling, and they saw that she's on the phone, so they wouldn't stop for gas because they knew she's going to get out. Because we're like, hey, just ping the location. I'm going to send somebody, right, to rescue you. And I'm wanting, sending my guys to beat the shit out of these people that are doing it too,
Yeah.
of course. You know what I mean? Because the law is not doing anything.
They're
And
not.
So I
So
go.
limited in what they do.
I end up we told her walk down the street as soon as they went, and I had my guys go. I had them walk into the house, into that, and if one of Pablo's houses, go room to room, say, hey, you guys, does anyone want to get out of here?
Yeah.
You want to know the sad part? Not one person wanted to.
No,
It's because they're high.
They're high. They're being taken care of.
Yeah. They're getting paid. They think that's
I mean, come on, weed friendly, Xanax
Yeah.
friendly, all that shit. And if it gets really bad,
but
put them
what
back in
addict
detox.
wouldn't? When you're in your addiction,
They
you're
never
like,
had the
oh.
opportunity to really embrace recovery.
They've never had it.
They've got these fucking
Yeah.
people that have nothing to do with recovery enticing them.
Parasites. Yeah, you have these parasites that are just
dangling
doing it.
carrots.
Yeah, so this guy Pablo, I've been trying to catch forever.
Yeah.
And I hear he's this gangster dude, and
Not at all.
I know, but
No, I mean,
normal people think
Yeah.
people are gangsters. Like
Yeah,
he firebombed some one of these treatment center, another unethical one, and they were beefing. They were probably doing shady shit together, and then
Yeah.
one of them screwed each other on money or something. So he firebombs him. So you're hearing these stories about this guy, and actually I thought, okay, cool, he thinks he's a tough guy because I like that.
Yeah.
Because at least he'll want to do something or think he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Instead of calling cops. And so I'm at the biggest, a couple years ago, I'm at the biggest West Coast symposium.
Yeah.
It's the largest thing for our industry,
Yes.
right? And I get out there and I'm getting text upon text, like, Pablo's here. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was so...
The nerve of him to go there.
No, and you want to know the cowardice of this whole industry? They're all posting on these ethics pages and these things about he's there. And you walk in, not one person said anything. Not
No one
one
had the
person.
balls to say
Because they're
something.
punks.
Yeah.
They're all fucking pussies.
Yeah.
And they stand and they post their little crap and they say their shit.
Yeah.
But you ain't, what are you doing about something?
Yeah.
Is not what I'm saying about something. And it's like, so I go and I catch this dude and I'm like, what's up? And there's cameras. So I'm like trying to get him outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on. And I'm calling him out. I'm like, the fucking body broker right here, piece of shit.
Good.
And everyone's like, the whole place is like, we're talking about what, 10,000, 20,000 people. Everyone's like, staring.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, come on, bitch. And I'm calling him out and he's got this other dude with him. And so the crazy thing is Pablo always acted like a tough guy. And all of a sudden he's not a tough guy.
Not at all.
No.
He looked alarmed.
He was very alarmed.
He was
And
acting like he was alarmed.
He's like, I would never do this.
Yeah.
And then the cops are coming. I'm like, oh, bro, well, they're kicking us out.
Yeah.
We got to go to our car.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this fool in the hospital, dude, at least.
Yeah.
And, dude, this bitch, as soon as we go out the door, he stands with all the cops. And I'm like, you're such a bitch. You're such a bitch. And here, you want to know the part that was the most disgusting to me? I leave and I go and I look at these so-called ethics pages and stuff. And you know what they were saying? Our industry finally stood up to him.
Yeah.
Our industry. No. Someone that's anti this industry stood up. You guys did nothing.
Yeah.
They sat there and not one person would say, you're not welcome here. Now, at least say that.
Yeah.
But instead, when I walk up to him, he's over there pitching these places, and it's like, just cowards, man.
I didn't really know you at that time, but when I watched that, I just knew this guy's got his heart in this. Especially the way you were confronting him, what you were saying, how you people, like, we've got people that are dying because of you.
Yeah.
My friends are dying because of
Yeah.
you. I was like, I got to become friends with this guy.
Yeah, because it's
He
like,
speaks my language. He thinks the way I do, and he's
because it matters. It matters. Like, like if you're not willing to risk, like, do I want to get arrested? Fuck no, dude. Do I think I'm a tough guy gangster? No, dude. I'm a very loving guy today. I am.
But that's a serious thing.
But it's like, man, my friends are dying.
Yeah, it's
because
a
of
big
people
deal.
like him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if nothing is done, we just allow somebody. It's like if you live next door to a child molester and you know that they're molesting children.
Yeah.
You're just going to allow it and say it's not my business?
No.
Not me.
No,
Not me.
And I actually we were making some documentaries and things like that. I had 4 different people that worked for his organization. The reason they worked for his organization is because they were brought in as clients that had insurance that later were...
They didn't have insurance. He did the fraudulent thing and got their
Well, that
insurance.
was later.
The
He
Amazon
did
scam.
the Amazon and Aetna thing and that thing. But before that, a lot of them had
okay.
insurance. Some of them I helped get from out of state into this
Got it.
state, and they got caught up
and he
in
poached
that.
them.
He was poached by his people. Or
Damn.
So anyway, they were in fear of their of dear life
Yeah.
to speak on this.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
to speak on this because of the shit they saw. I mean, it's like mafia-like shit.
I know.
Right?
Well, that's what I heard. I heard the dude was like this gangster mafia guy.
Yeah.
And I was hoping he's never, even after that incident, I've been waiting for him to come find me.
Yeah, he's never done anything.
He's a coward, dude. It's because you can be
and here's
tough...
what the worst part is, nothing's ever been done about him.
No, dude.
All investigations and all that.
Why is that?
So
I have a friend.
Baffling.
So I heard. I have a friend that is very close with the FBI, and just to be clear, that's not me. But I have a friend that and he was telling me because it was mind blowing to me because I'm like, dude, everyone knows he does it, and his father is tied with some community, a certain community.
Yeah.
But what it is the guys that's actually above them.
Yeah.
Come to find out is who the feds really want.
Yeah.
And so they've been investigating this certain person for a long time, and he's like this big Jewish mafia guy.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get him.
It's
and
like
that's
Rico
why.
style.
Yeah. So I bet you anything that tells me, I'll bet you. Why name a person that can commit crimes that the cops don't ever arrest? It's called a CI. I'll bet you he's a CI. I'll bet you he's a confidential informant for...
So he's just slipping away because he's telling on other people.
Because he's telling on the guy about him. I'll bet you anything. That's the only explanation because everyone knows. And you know what's crazy? That the feds haven't done nothing. The cops haven't done nothing. So it took an insurance company...
Just to try.
No, they are right now. Aetna...
Yeah, it's still in the process.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to happen. Aetna, I've never heard of a civil RICO case. Have you?
No.
I never have. A RICO civil case. That's how... complex his organization is. That's how much he was doing. And Aetna did that on him, and it's going now. And I think what's going to happen is that it's going to force the hand of the feds because the feds will allow the insurance companies to do all the investigations, all the heavy lifting. They take all that information from the civil case and boom, for a criminal. It's going to force their hand.
Yeah.
Because they have to do something about it. Because it's like Aetna just put it out there. And it's like huge that this guy's under this RICO Act. But here's what's wild. He's still running around doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Yeah, that's wild too. And on top of that, before we ever even knew who a Pablo was, the things I was experiencing during the Wild Wild West days, I'm talking 2015 and all throughout, up until past the pandemic, there was, what I would see is a lot of these places where you'd have a treatment center owner that was the decision maker and also probably the one that doled out the money to the middleman, if you will, the body broker, the one that will get you the hotel room.
That's the part that pisses me off is these treatment center owners.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell these guys and girls that are stuck, even the body brokers that are stuck.
Yeah.
They're stuck in their addiction. And they're getting manipulated and used by these treatment center owners. And these owners just think to themselves, oh, they don't look at us addicts as even human. So they're like, look at this little scumbag.
Yeah.
I'm going to have this scumbag get the other scumbags.
Yeah.
And I will have him hurt his people. Some of them are going to die in between, but you know, the numbers keep coming in.
Sure.
And that's exactly what they're doing. And I'm like, man, you guys are getting used.
Yeah.
And it's sad. They're the ones, the treatment center owners are the ones that fucking have the worst coming to them. Dude.
For sure. Well, some of them end up relapsing and dying themselves.
Bro.
So
have you ever met
money ill gotten is money ill spent, right?
I haven't met long-term yet a body broker that hasn't died or finally got clean. I haven't met him yet.
Probably not desperate enough.
I think that, no, but it's crazy. They don't stay doing it, man.
Yeah.
You either die or you got to get clean. And I think it's because like you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Sure.
And I know so many body brokers that are dead. And I'm not upset about it. I'll be honest.
I understand.
Yeah.
I actually feel the same way. Well, that was a great conversation. I mean, I could go on for days. This shit that I saw
pisses me
in
off.
those last, 8-9 years. And, you know, more recently I have actually heard, and the same thing that you mentioned, that there's a lot of people still sometimes that they're California residents that were raised here in California, but they're going to treatment here and they're like, they have residency in Chicago. I'm like, you don't live in Chicago.
No, it's just Florida. They did. Yeah, all of a sudden, we get these calls on admissions, and it's they keep going through different policies till they burn them out, all the fraud shit.
Yeah.
And just recently, it was like these people would call, and they have a California ID and Florida blue policy.
Yeah.
And we'll always say, where did you live in Florida? They don't know. Yeah. And if you don't, like for us, it's like if you don't have matching, we're not messing with it. It's just sad. And it sucks because it's like the addicts are out there and they need help. You know, so I always tell them, you know what I advise for them to do? Bro, just get on Medi-Cal.
Yeah.
Call me back and I'll help you get in clean in a Medi-Cal place.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck in this whole cycle of these private treatment
And there are
centers.
good Medi-Cal places.
Absolutely.
Like
I went through one.
Impact.
I'm clean.
Yeah. Because
as a result
of a Medi-Cal facility.
of a Medi-Cal facility, 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, there are good ones. I
I
know
think
a
what
lot
it comes
of them.
down to is also the individual, how serious you want to be. When they have me speak in Medi-Cal places like Phoenix House or Impact.
I love Phoenix House.
But here's the thing, and we'll get to that in a second too. Now, there's MAT, which is being, you know, it's like, it's okay in those types of places. The Phoenix House that I'm used to from way back in the day, you fuck up, you're over in the corner with a toothbrush, cleaning the same little tile for like an hour.
That's how Impact is, yeah.
Right? That's the
how it used to be.
But when I go and speak in these places, I tell them, I'm like, you guys are actually blessed to be in a place like this. This is a lot better than prison. And even though you can't look at girls right now and you don't have your phone, like your free government insurance is allowing you to come into a place, do everything you can to get the therapy that you need, do everything you can to have the interactions in the groups that you can get, and just know that this beats being in the pen or in jail or anything like that.
Or all of our friends that would love to be sitting in that exact seat, but they're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
And they don't have that shot.
Yeah. Or they're still out there just aimlessly walking the
streets. Or even maybe
streets.
worse sometimes, being stuck in our addiction. I have a wall in my office, and it's everyone that has ever, in the last 9 years, have ever been through Stairway and passed away.
Yeah.
And
I've seen those pictures.
Yeah, and I always tell, you know, any of our people that are coming in, the newcomers, I'll tell them, look right there. No matter what you think sucks, they would do anything to have your chance right now to be sitting in the seat, and it is that perspective, you know. It really is. But when we're just so self-destructive though when we're new, you know, because we don't love ourselves, and so why would we do it for ourselves? We're not gonna. We're just self-destructive, and it's like, but it's our responsibility if you're in the treatment industry as well as recovery. I think it's our responsibility that God has given us to try to stack the chips to the best advantage they have. Unfortunately, they still have to do their part. Unfortunately, but you can stack the chips to a better result. You can. Our program's proof of it. We have a very, very high success rate, and it's not anything complicated. It's just giving a shit enough to put in place systems in place and do everything the right way, and not poison addicts with narcotics. That's another thing. This whole Matt thing is...
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. As a matter of fact, what I was going to say is when I first came to the building, the main building, I was like highly impressed. I was impressed with the activities of what are going on within the building, the clinical, the therapy, that therapeutic environment that's also available. But this is where I really vibe with you. And I know that, you know, we recognize this about each other. When you said that you guys are not MAT friendly, you cannot have people there that are on MAT.
Just to be clear here, we are MAT. We're not narcotics. So Vivitrol is MAT, and it's phenomenal.
Right.
And naltrexone is phenomenal, non-narcotic. That makes it where we're legally
Those
able
are
to
actually
do
MAT still. Okay, Which are fine. I'm fine
we're
with both of those.
anti-narcotics that keep the
As in, like,
receptors open. And
buprenorphine.
addiction. Correct.
Long term, or what can people come in on Sublocade?
So I believe that buprenorphine is phenomenal for detox.
Sure.
And sometimes it's great for a little runway.
Yeah.
So for us, when they go to detox and they're on Suboxone, like we help so many people get off Suboxone because they've been poisoned by that shit for 10 years.
God bless you.
And so what we'll do is we'll tell them, look, we'll advise them.
Yeah.
Our advice is that you get out of detox, do one Sublocade shot, one. And what happens is you can't abuse it. And it starts releasing it slowly over a month.
Yes.
In that month, they come into our program, and then what we do is we put the community around them, get them into recovery, get them. And what happens is they never, ever, not one person has ever wanted the second one. Because we replaced
the
what
community.
drug was
It's
giving.
the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
We replaced what they thought they were seeking in drugs.
Yes.
And so they don't want it anymore. And it's like that. It's the key. It's doing the 12 steps, community. And I do believe in really good trauma work. I'm a big fan. We do that at our place. But you do those things and they're going to succeed.
Yes.
They're going to succeed. And you don't have to keep, because I will, people try to debate with me on this whole Suboxone thing, especially the doctors.
Yes, me too.
And I don't need to know anything other than I have proof of thousands. I'm a big program. We have 170 beds.
Yeah.
Thousands of addicts have come through Stairway and did not use narcotics.
Yes.
And are clean today.
There is your peer review
That's all I need.
and your data
That's all
right
I
there.
need.
So when a doctor tells me scientific data shows,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't
how about
care.
evidence-based in my own circle?
Yeah.
I see what works.
Yeah.
And what you're doing
Yeah.
is you're instilling fear within the addict
Correct.
or the alcohol, well, the addict,
Same
to
thing.
make them think that if you
Yep.
if you get off of this too soon, you're going to lose your recovery. You're going to relapse.
But why is that? Why are the doctors advising that? Because they believe in it.
You tell me. What do you think?
I believe that the doctors do believe in it because you have this crisis going on. They don't know what to do. We're living in a time that's never been where it's killing a whole generation. So they're like, we got to do something, right?
Yeah.
And so they read the medical journals. The medical journals say this is the solution. Now, who wrote the medical journals? And who financed the research behind the medical journals?
Yeah.
Big Pharma. Big Pharma created the opioid crisis in the United States. So, of course, Big Pharma comes to the rescue. As long as you stay on my drug, then there's your solution. But the problem is like, let's say that you can stay clean and they go off to 6 months. Let's say that clean. Let's say that you don't pick up fentanyl, but you're on Suboxone and you get 6 months.
Yeah.
The problem that lies, man, is that I'm not clean to just count days, just to put numbers together.
Yeah.
I got something that I never had in my entire life, and that's a spiritual connection with God and with other humans. And that is the thing that I seek. You cannot have that with a block on Suboxone. And whenever I talk to somebody on Suboxone, I'll always tell them, be like, well, it's okay. And I'll say, but you are blocked from connection, right? And they will always say yes. And you're right, it's that fear. It's that fear of jumping off. But you have to, the reason for us, it happens a lot is because we have a whole community of a lot of people that were told the lie.
Yeah.
And now they're the ones saying, dude, I'm so glad I got off Suboxone. I'm so glad I'm not strung out on a narcotic that Big Pharma's pushing. I mean, the doctors or whoever and the treatment centers. But I think this is like, I've always worried that like, no, I don't worry. I've been told one day they're just going to tell me they're shutting me down. Well,
why?
Because of the mandate in California, you have to give it. And if that day should happen, that's what God wants. But I will not. I will not. I believe if I poison an addict with narcotics, I'll be the next one loaded, dude. And that's the truth. It's like, why am I even... I got in this as a freaking fluke, the treatment industry. Yeah. It became this huge program and all this different stuff. And but it's because when we all did this, we stood on this idea that we can actually help addicts the way it worked for us. Yeah. And I think that because Suboxone didn't get me clean, and the 12 steps and a spiritual awakening and a community. So that's what I passed down. Yeah. Weirdly enough, the same solution works for anyone else. We don't have to come up with these other things that we got to add. Right. It's a cheat. They're saying there's a cheat code to recovery through Suboxone. No, there's not. No, there's not. The cheat code never works. The shortcut never gets. The shortcut is not a shortcut because you never get there. Yeah. You just keep. That's why they keep relapsing and keep relapsing and keep relapsing. And those that are on Suboxone long-term 10 years, what it does to your brain, it sends you where you now have clinical depression as a result of Suboxone. It kills your teeth. Yeah, there's so much bad shit with the Suboxone. Dr. Kenny could probably tell you more than I can.
Well, I'll be having him on soon. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a hot topic. I've had, with me and my social media stuff, I've had a lot of the harm reduction community target me. They like to stitch my stuff and talk down to me. And I've made offers to some of them to actually come on my podcast. I would never go on that guy's podcast. I'm like, why? Yeah. Come and tell me about your recovery. Let's just talk about it. Like, you tell me your opinion, why you feel this way. What's your plan? Are you going to be on this stuff for the rest of your life? Personally, I don't think that God wants us to stay stuck on a drug to stay off another drug. Right? Correct. I just don't. And I'm very much, and we've talked about this before, I do feel people are really blocked from having any type of spiritual connection because in a sense you're still loaded. Or even if you're not abusing your Suboxone and in the maintenance process, This is what I've seen. You're a fucking ticking time bomb.
Correct.
You're a ticking time bomb.
Correct.
Because what if like
it never shuts those receptors down. That's why they stay open.
it doesn't shut
That's
them
why
down. Let's say Suboxone wasn't available, and just like we see sometimes medications are not available for a period of time.
Yeah, what would happen?
What would you do? What are you going to do? You're going to fall apart? And,
Well, that's what I
feel
always
like you're
say. If
climbing on your
it's
skin?
not if it's not an addictive narcotic,
They're gonna get
as
high.
they say,
Yeah.
then try to. If you're on Suboxone and it's not addictive,
Yeah.
well then how about I don't give it to you today and see what happens?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a treatment? Any places that have Suboxone? If you're getting Suboxone at 8 a.m,
Yeah.
there's a line.
There's a line.
Before 8, just like there was at the Connection. There's no difference.
Yeah.
We saw this happening with methadone.
Methadone.
Dude, that
The
is
clinic.
a poison.
I'm telling you, I'm so anti
and
it.
it's so crazy that they still sell that, and it's been proven that
Yeah.
that shit just fucks you up.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy. It's just the next thing, this buprenorphine, and people are buying into it. And it's because Big Pharma has so much money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So they can pass these mandates in these states now, and they
Yeah.
mandate it, and that this is exactly what you must do as an opiate. They're giving Suboxone. This pisses me off. I went and sent this.
I know where you're going with
I went and
this.
sent this girl one time. She was a mother, professional, and she was hooked on pills, on Xanax, maybe Valium, I forgot,
Yeah.
and drank a little. But
Yeah.
the pills were her problem. So I go and send her to this very ethical women's program. She wanted women to detox.
Yeah.
You know what they did?
They gave her Suboxone.
They put her on Suboxone. My head blew up. I'm blasting them,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, I want to talk to your clinical director, your medical department. And I'm like, you just fucking gave an addiction.
Yeah.
And they're really well known as a women's program that's respected. I couldn't believe that this clinical director sent me an email. I want to get on the phone. And she sent me an email with all the staff and the doctor and says, we agree with that, with the medical advice.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 years ago. They sent her home. Guess what she's hooked on today?
Suboxone.
Fentanyl.
Oh, fentanyl. She went and did that. She became an opiate user.
Suboxone is an opiate.
It is an opiate.
It's an opiate.
Yeah.
It is the second most addictive opiate out there. The second most addictive. They're giving they're giving people right now. I'm watching them do it with alcoholics.
Yeah.
They're doing it with meth. They're giving Suboxone to meth.
I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah.
it, man. It's disgusting.
It's so crazy.
It's
and
bad.
they're giving them an opiate addiction. And then you always see now they end up going to fentanyl. And it's like, this is wild.
Right.
Why are they not showing those studies?
I think any good doctor that's out there that prescribes this, if anything, get him on Sublocade for a month.
Yes, I agree.
And let's take it. Even
agree.
methadone users find me through TikTok.
Yeah.
They're like, I said, find a good doctor.
Yep.
And you can avoid a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Coming off of that methadone, because
I'm a big fan of Sublocade, man.
Sublocade short term.
Yeah, short term, because it's a runway.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a runway. I'm about it.
It's actually like remarkable.
It is. And you know what's funny, dude? I was ignorant on Sublocade.
Yeah.
And I was against Sublocade because I just knew it had buprenorphine in it. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
And it was my team, my staff were the ones that said, hey, you should look at this.
Yeah.
And I'm open-minded, so I'm like, okay, and I remember I did the one client. I was like, we're going to try it with one. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And
Painless.
And this guy couldn't get days. He had AMA'd from so many treatment
Isn't that
centers.
awesome?
AMA'd. And that's the only reason I was open-minded, because this kid was going to die. Without a doubt was going to die. So I'm like, I'm going to break my rules and I'm going to try this one. He's still clean. This was 4 years ago.
I love that.
So then I remember it was maybe 3 years ago. Doc, you were part of our thing when we started that, huh? And then I remember I started paying, it was like 3 of them, and each one, I wouldn't do another one until I seen the results of each of them. Because I didn't want to find out that I was poisoning our people and not knowing. So I wouldn't just be like, all right, here's the policy. So each one, we'd try it, and all of them stayed clean.
I'm telling you.
And I was like, this is crazy. So now it's a policy. It's like we always say, if they've been on Suboxone long term, or fentanyl long term, those two highly addictive narcotics. The one Sublocade shot, man, for 1 month, it's phenomenal.
Everybody that's come into my recovery homes that was on Suboxone, that I told them I can't bring you in unless you do a Sublocade shot.
Yeah.
All of them. I've watched it with my own eyes. This is my evidence-based,
Yep.
peer review.
That's right.
Right. All of them are still sober.
Yeah.
all of them
Yeah.
did that, and they
Yeah.
did the work, and they
Yeah.
built their community, and they stayed plugged in. I mean, it's like really the wonder drug.
You know what I'm the biggest fan of though that's out there is Vivitrol.
Yeah.
I am the biggest fan of Vivitrol.
It kills the cravings.
Bro, because so what Suboxone does is it covers that opiate receptor, but it
Yeah.
also gives you the feel good that you stays hooked.
Yeah.
Vivitrol covers the receptor, but no feel good, and you cannot get high on that stuff, and you don't want to do an opiate. I'm big on Vivitrol. We try to get everyone, if you're an opiate addict, on Vivitrol.
Yeah.
Non-addictive whatsoever. You know what's crazy, though, is how big pharma is? It is nearly impossible. I have one staff member that spends their time just calling, trying to get off on Vivitrol. It is nearly impossible. The insurance companies say, no, we recommend Suboxone. And they keep doing it, and we
They
appeal it.
love just pushing that
Bro,
shit.
and Vivitrol, it is so hard to do, and it takes so long to get it.
Yeah.
But I have so many guys and girls, they'll stay on Vivitrol for their first year. You do it once a month, their first year, no more cravings, everything, and you're getting recovery. It's like phenomenal. I
wild
wish
times
that
we're in.
somehow, I don't know how to do that, but I wish that there would be a big outcry on why it's so hard to get Vivitrol, and they're wanting to push their narcotic, because they're gonna make more money on the narcotic, of course. Big Pharma is.
Well, I mean, I think we've had great conversations. We got to do this again, though. I had other questions for you that were put forward by the producer, but I didn't want to ask those.
Okay.
What we talked about today is what we actually have been talking about, wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
Really hot topics. I think this was awesome. This is like a great episode. I admire you. I admire the work that you do. I love the community that you have around you, that you've built, that you're a part of. And I like that you're really humble through it. You don't go around boasting and bragging. It just speaks for itself. When I come to your organization, when I come to your events, when I come to your meetings, there's a sense of togetherness that I don't see a lot in a lot of places anymore, like I used to back in the day.
Yeah.
Like when I was newly sober for the first few years.
Yeah.
So when I come there, I always feel so welcome. And the way that it's running, it's like a well-oiled machine, and the spirit is heavy within. So I appreciate you as a man, a human, and I'm glad you broke away from the chains of what the lifestyle you used to have, and how many people you're truly helping. You are an angel.
Well, I appreciate it. It's an honor to be on here with you, man. It really is. And I don't know if it's humility, but you're right. I know that I'm not doing it. I know who's doing it, and I know it's God.
Yeah, it's all God.
It's all God, and I just show up, hopefully as much as He wants me to. But I love this new version of me. I do, But thank you, man.
Keep doing it.
I am.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks. What an awesome episode. I've always wanted to have Michael on my podcast. We've talked about it for a long time. He is just a huge member in our community here in Southern California, LA, Orange County. Great guy. Great minds think alike. I love his outlook when it comes to body brokering, which we're both absolutely anti and against and fighting the good fight, and MAT, as well as just like seeing a transformed man come from where he came from and completely turn his life around, and now being so effective in so many people's lives. If you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with others, and we'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Until we meet again next week, Primary Purpose with Pej.